European countries are increasingly implementing road tax for heavy-duty trucks. On highways, urban districts and main roads, trucks are required to pay for using the infrastructure. The major change is that this user-based tax is increasingly depending on the truck type. Low and zero-emission trucks will get a discount. The European Union has amended the rules for road tolls and vignettes, requiring all future taxes to take the vehicle's emission class into account when collecting fees. This map shows how the implementation is progressing. Some countries are already implemented, and you can see some countries are coming up in a very near future. There are 5 emission classes, with the first being the average diesel truck and the 5th representing fully zero-emission vehicles. Currently, the vast majority of trucks fall into emission class 1. The emission classes are not tied to the Euro norms, which is commonly used for fleets. It's tied to intensity factor, which is measured on grams of CO2 per ton kilometer. Manufacturers are assigned a baseline emission intensity. If you look at these graphics, you will see that a baseline truck is 0, or what we call class 1. It has no reduction, and class 2 has a 5% reduction. Class 3 represents a -8% reduction. If you look at gas trucks, for instance, this will represent a -50% reduction, whereas class number 5 is then the zero-emission trucks like electric trucks or hydrogen trucks. The main reason for implementing tax on heavy-duty trucks are to reduce the price on low and zero-emission trucks, meaning it will become more expensive to drive a traditional diesel truck and hopefully less expensive in the future to drive a low-emission truck. The reductions are, of course, depending on how much the heavy-duty vehicles are driving on taxed roads. While it may not bridge the gap totally from a zero-emission class to a diesel truck, we will see that it will become cheaper to operate zero-emission vehicles. It is important to note that because the emission class is granted to the truck when manufactured and introduced to the market, adjustment to the vehicle later on, like use of biofuels or improvements on aerodynamics, don't affect its emission class. At DSV, we always include the reduced tax rate when operating zero-emission trucks. This is to benefit our customers, to minimize the gap between diesel and zero-emission trucks.